Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I am excited because we are going to finish up our little Flippy-Doo heart. Remember this little heart we started in a previous video? Well, I finished working on it yesterday. Now, let me show it to you here. Well, almost kind of sorted. So I'm going to save it. And we're going to work on the page here. So let me, yeah, I know my desk is a mess. I'm a little messy Marvin here the last couple of days. So let me tell you what I've been doing. Let me tell you. I am telling you what, you guys. Things are happening in my life. See, I just found this little thing laying on my desk. This is my life. So I decided that my dining room needed painted. Yes, I know. Of all things to do before knee surgery, I decided my dining room needed painted. And my husband agreed with me. I know, big shock. And so I said to him, now I've been saying I'm going to do this now for probably 2 or 3 years. And I said to him on, well, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, we are going and getting the paint for that room. And now this is the stencil I'm going to use on the page. Now you've seen me use it before because it's quite dirty. I need to clean it. And this is the stencil. It's by Rebecca Meyer Designs, and it is fabulous. And I don't remember if I got it on Amazon or scrapbook.com. I can't remember. But the stencil is fabulous. And it's that's the website. That's the designer of the stencil. And that's just some of her patterns that she makes with it. But I've got to tell you, it is one of my favorite stencils. It's a very thick cut stencil. So it's really easy to use, but it's got butterflies. It's like a cut here. Like this reminds me of wood. Like when we go out and cut wood. This reminds me of coffee stains. And oh, I just love it. I really do. I just love it. Now I'm going to grab my, okay, maybe I am. Oh, here it is. I'm going to grab my brush. Now, I want to use, because I want to decorate the back of our page. Here it is. I don't want the back of the page to like jump out and go, ha, here I am. I wanted to just kind of blend a little bit, but I don't want it to be naked. So I'm going to do, oh my gracious, I've got to clean this desk up. So I want to do some little butterflies, maybe not all 3 of them. So anyhow, he said, yeah, okay. So I already had the color picked out. It's been sitting over here on the side of my desk now for, probably a month. And I already had it picked out. So I went out, and I double checked to make sure it was the color that I wanted. Do you all do this? If you're going to paint a room, do you take your paint sample? And if you know what I mean by paint sample, these little cards, these things like this, and you go out and, like, what I do is I tape them to the wall, and sometimes I'll get 2 or 3 of the same color, and like my dining room and living room, they attach like this, so it's one big open room. Now, I can't decide if I like it or I hate it, because it, I'm going to put a butterfly down here, too. You all know I love my butterflies. And if there was a bird on here, it would be my absolute favorite stencil. Now, see, that one just kind of fades into the background, which is perfect. Now, I want to put some little rings up here. Like I said, I just don't want this to be empty. I don't want it to be empty. So we went and I picked out my my paint, and the little paint man at Lowe's, bless his heart, man, I made it pretty rough on him, because I had questions. Paint's changed since the last time we painted, in our house. That's how much I hate painting. You know, so I asked him the best type of paint because I'm not painting again. I can honestly tell you that. Before we move, I am not painting again. And I wanted something that, you know, was going to hold up. And I think I want this little, I don't know if you all can see that. Can you see that centerpiece right there? I think it's kind of cool looking. You know, so I wanted something that was going to hold up and look nice. So, you know, I had questions. You all should know me by now. I've always got questions. So I asked him questions and, you know, I made sure that, oh, yeah, look at that. I like that. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to put here on this. Now, so I think I'm going to put this back in here. And I will wash it, so don't get your panties in a twist that you see me putting it back in here. That was oxide, so it'll be easy to wash. I'll take it in and lay it flat in the bathtub and spray it off. And with my hose, you know, I'll squirt it with probably some old shampoo that I have for cleaning these. And I'll squirt some shampoo on it and very gently rub it with my hands. And then I'll spray it with the shower sprayer. That'll come right off. Be good as new in a heartbeat. Okay, but I don't want it to get smushed. So let's get our word stamp. Yeah, my drawer's a mess too. Let's get our word stamp here. I want to just put a couple of words here and there. And I'm going to put this as my base. So, after I kind of worked that little man out at the paint area, you know, and I wasn't being mean, you know, I'm not mean. But I did have questions. He was very kind, and he did answer my questions. I'm just tapping it on top of that with the scorched timber, you know. He answered my questions for me, and he kind of guided me how I needed to find things. Oh, yeah, I like that. See the dark. I have some areas that are dark, some areas that are light. Oh, yes, I like that a lot. It's going over those staining areas. Oh, yes, I really like that. Oh, I like that too. Ooh, I really like that double. That. Okay, I think that might be enough. And I'll do the same with this. I'll squirt it with some soap. Usually it's Dawn or Ivory soap. And I'll just clean it just like that. All right. That's it. That's all I wanted. Just something a little easy. Something a little... Now, I think I might take this scorched timber around the edges of the page, because the coffee is down here on this edge, I mean. But the other edges, like on this side, really don't have any. So I think I want to kind of bring him up here a little bit. There we go. Just like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So we brought it home. Now, if you've never looked around your home and thought, and thought to yourself, I'm not a pack rat. Now, and I don't consider myself a pack rat. My husband, however, he's a pack rat. So, so I said to him that night, I said, we need to start taking things off the walls, because I do have a few things hanging on the walls. I have a big quilt that I wanted to take off the wall. And I have a curtains that hang over the deck door. And I wanted to take that stuff off the wall. And I wanted to be prepared for in the morning when we started painting. So we took down the quilt and we took down the curtains. And, oh, yeah, see, I think that looks much better. Look. So see, now when that's there, the page isn't just completely blank. Okay, so now I'll show you this, and then we'll do another project on this. So here it is right now. So I did find that this was a little blank on the other side, and I'm going to show you. This side of the heart was really blank. It just needed something. So I put 5 eyelets over here that had a good solid back to them. And then I took some black and white ribbon and I just threaded it through them. And to keep the ribbon, to keep the big knot that I tied on there from coming undone, I just took some Fabri-Tac and I just touched it off. So I really liked that addition because it picked up on the black that's in all of the pictures that are on there, and I really liked that addition. So there's that side, and I went on and added some more lace over here to pick up the lace that was over here, and that really made it sit a little bit more even because it just wasn't looking right. It was kind of cockeyed. And then this is the back. These are the back 2 sides. And then this little, this is just a little paper clip, a little tiny paper clip, and it's glued to the back of this heart. So these little things here are free to move about. Like I can take them off. Like I can take that out, and I can take that out, so I can see the little card under there. And then these little pieces of, this is just a little piece of vellum. It can slide back, and this can slide back, just like that. And then this little card is glued down here, but you can lift all this up and you can see everything. Oops, I need to trim that off. Now the backs of both hearts will be glued down, and only the center will be movable. Now, I have another thing I want to put right in here somewhere, maybe, I'm not sure yet. And I made this today for a project that I want to do, but now that I'm looking at the whole page, I don't think I want to do it. I think we're going to save it for someplace else. So, because as I looked at the whole page, I thought, ugh, that's naked. But now that I see the whole page, I think we're good. Okay, so I'm going to use, no, I don't think I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. I think I'm going to use my upside down. I'm going to use my tacky glue to hold this in place, the back of these in place. Now, why am I using tacky glue and not Martha, my art glitter glue? Well, because this is going to get bounced around, and I want to make sure, oh, that's why it's goopy. And I want to make sure that I have the strength. Hold on a minute here. I need to pull this out. Let's get that out of there. I had some thread stuck in there. And that's not nice. And this is a little bit stronger than Martha. If you don't know who Martha is, let me show you. This is Martha. It's just my art glitter glue. So I'm putting it where I want it. Now I'm just going to take my Fabri-Tac and I'm just going to take it around the edges. Now I'm not going to put it here in the middle, but I am going to make sure I have it around the edges, and I'm going to come down the side. And this is a little cold because I haven't used it. Okay. Now, let's stand that in there. Now, I'm going to use my finger, and I'm going to spread this out. You know, I remember using tacky glue when I was a kid, and it was sticky stuff. It's still sticky stuff. Oopsie doodles. Oh, you know what? I forgot to trim that piece, didn't I? And if I don't do it now, it's going to be too late. Here and here. Oh, and I did my faux stitching all the way around. All right, so you put it where you want it, right smack in the middle, and then you lay it down. Now, this Techie glue is just like Art Glitter Glue. Once it's down, it's down. You can't move it. I think you have like a second before you can move it, but that's about it. And it's done. I can't move it now. It's done. Now, to cover my little brad I put in, I do think I am going to put a little piece of washi tape over it. Just a little. I'm just going to take a piece of this. And since it's going to be covered, I don't need to glue it down. But I want to cover up those little feet so they don't come through the paper. I don't think they will, but I want to make sure. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come down the side. This was a lot of fun to make. Now, you could even make this and send it in Happy Mail. You know, for friends, your grandkids, your niece, your nephew. I don't know. Send it to your nephew. Your daughter, your best friend. You know, include pictures of things that you've done. If they're a journaler, send one to them. There we go. Make sure I get over that. Okay, so now I'm opening it up. I'm pushing it down. And now my little ticket here moves. Now I need to make sure I wipe my finger off here. Now I'm going to turn this page over. Because I've got that lace glued down, I want to make sure I get it really well. Oh, yeah, see that glued down really well. I don't think it's going to come through the paper. Okay, so now we have this. We have this glued down. We have this moves around. We have this that moves. And then we have this here that moves. Yeah, so that worked well. Now, this was a piece of vellum. It had a butterfly on it, but then once it got glued, the butterfly just kind of disappeared. So I could take the little bird and put back here, but he's a little bit big, or I could just take another piece of butterfly. I don't know why that little butterfly disappeared, and put it back there. Or, you know, I could just put something else. Actually, I could cut that out, maybe. I don't know why my little butterfly disappeared. Let's put this little guy back there. Do you remember me telling you we were going to use this? Well, I think I found the spot I want to put it in. All right, so let's... And I think we're going to put it right there. Now, I wonder, let's see if, I bet ink would work better on it than oxide. You know, instead of it being bright white, did work. How about that? Well, how about them apples, baby? Alrighty then. So, I think we're going to put that right there. Alright, so I can throw that paper away. Now, let's use our tacky glue. I always knew I liked Dove for some reason. Now, these are from the little Dove candies that my husband brings me. So I'm just going to spread this glue around here a little bit. And I am going to put it right there. And I think I'm going to need something darker on it. It's right, isn't it? Yeah. All right, I don't think it's, if I keep rubbing on it, it's going to come off. So we're just going to leave it be. Alrighty. So there we go. Yeah, so that's fun. Okay, so now, back here, I told you yesterday I had something else that I wanted to do. So let's find, I have one of those little flippy pages back here I want to do. I just have to find it. Hold on a minute. It's not that one. All right, where are you? Here, we can do it on this little book page right here. Okay, so I have this little envelope with these two, oh my gracious, these two windows. That's what they're called. And I'm going to cut them like this. I'm just cutting the windows apart. Okay. And I think I'm going to use this one. Okay, now I got the inspiration from this from Pinterest. This is not an original inspiration. Now I'm going to cut this piece a little bit smaller. Okay, like that. Now, I need to make sure my little bird fits in here. Nope, I guess I am going to have to use the bigger one. Let me make sure he fits in the bigger one. Okay, I might have to go this way. Well, I think my bird's too big. Well, he might fit. Where do I need to trim it? All right, I think I just need a bigger one. Or use something else. Okay. Let's use one of these. Okay, these are just little faux stamps. That'll work. Okay. So this is just an Artistro extra fine paint marker. And I'm just shaking it up. Okay, I'm gonna need something underneath me here. So let me grab my book. just grab a page out of it here so I can use it. And I just have out a few of them. All the rest of them are sitting over here next to me. Now, how big of this do I need here? Oh, well, I didn't cut that very straight, did I? All right, how about we cut this straight before I do anything? All right, so we're just going to make a little pocket here like this. And I'm going to take my little pen, or my little paint marker, and I'm just going to go like this. Now, since this is acrylic paint, you just have to give it a minute to dry. Now, you could do this in any color you wanted. You could even use your, you know, just a regular pen if you wanted. But it dries pretty quick. You could draw flowers on it. You could draw any pattern you wanted on it. Okay, I'm trying not to get it all over my fingers. Okay, I'm going to let that one dry. And now this other one, I'm going to do the same thing with. But I'm not going to cut it before I do it. I'm just going to let it. Now, I've already shaken up the pink one. I'll shake it up a little bit more. Maybe. Here we go. Because I can trim it and it'll still be okay. Okay, because I want to put a couple of them on this little book page. Yeah, this is separate. Making sure I have a separate page. Okay, and then this is kind of all you do. And you can make these any size that you want. You can make them any width that you want. You can even take off this paper piece if you want and just make it the plastic. So that it's clear, like if you want to put a dried flower in it. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. There she comes. Okay, almost done here. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to trim them. Now, these are quick, they're easy, okay? You just have a little page you need to, fill up. So I'm going to trim across here. Then I'm going to trim up through here, like that. And then I've got this. Now this one, I'm not going to fold over like that. Okay, let's get that out of our way. Okay, I'm going to use this page here as my background. So I'm going to trim it, but I want to make sure that these little stamps fit in it before I trim it. So I need to check my height. So I need to trim it like at that line, or probably that line, right there. Okay. So I can put it right there. Now I have another one. So this one, I already know I need to trim here. Is a green one, so I can put it there. And I have room on my page. I can put another one up here. And I can do it in another color. So this was done with a light purple and a green. Okay, so now let's see what other color we want to put in there. Okay, I think I want to put this one in there. So that one's going to go in there. And I think this white one is going to go up there. Let me get a hold of it here. And then we're going to put a different color up there. So let's get out a different color marker here. Let's see what other color we have in here. There's the yellow. Let's use the yellow. Let's get it shaken up. And we'll put the yellow on this one. Okay, let's bring our little page back. And then we'll get them glued down. Now, let's make sure that this is coming out. Oh, that's a pretty yellow, isn't it? Gosh, I haven't used these markers in a long time. Way back when I did mixed media all the time. They've been sitting in my box. Sure, I'm glad I didn't get rid of them. Now, you could ink around the edges on these. You could leave them white like I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave the edges white. All right, let's put that marker away. Now, because I have a fine tip on my, here it is, on Martha, I am going to use her to glue all of this down. So, I'm going to put that down right there. I'm actually going to go on and glue it down. Okay, I want that right there. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to run just a fine line of glue around the edge. Oops. And then put this right on top of it. Just like, whoops. Try not to move it around. Just like that. And then I'm going to do the same for all the others. Okay. I think that would have looked prettier with orange. Don't you? That would have looked prettier with orange on it than this green. I think it would have. Now I like the yellow and the green, but that would have looked prettier with orange. Okay, come on. There we go. There we go. Now, let's see. I know I have orange. Let's see if we can do this one in orange. Did I already glue that down? See, and there's one even brown. No, I think 3. 3 will do it. Now, I have to tell you, I really do like these. I think they're just adorable. They're just fun and quirky. Quirky, kind of like me. Now, let's see how tall this needs to be. Right about to where that pink line is, right there. Okay. All right, so I can cut off above that line. All right, well, that'll work. We'll make that work. We'll make that work. Okay, now let's trim this. There. Okay. There we go. I think that will be much better. Oh, I like that much better. I like the color much better. Okay, we don't need you. There. Oh, no, I think that turned out really cute. All right, you guys, stick down. Okay, so I didn't get glue all the way up on this one. So let's do that. There. That's better. Okay, so there we go. So we'll just put that in there till the next time. All right, so we've got that done. We've got our little flippy envelope done. So let me check our time here. Hold on. Oh, gracious, we're almost at 45 minutes. Golly, I didn't think that would take anywhere near that time. All right, so let me bring this up for you. All right, so there's our little window pockets. And let me find our little, and here's this. I really like this. I like that a lot. I like that a whole lot. Okay, so now let's see how big our little book is getting. Oh, she's getting a little chunky, isn't she? That's all right. Look, she still lays flat. Doesn't matter how chunky she gets, she still lays flat. I love this. I love this book. All right, so I think we need to start making some tags or something like that to start putting in her. So maybe in our next few videos that we work in this journal, that's what we're going to do. And to do that, we're going to use book pages. We're going to start folding them together like this. Just like that. And I'm going to just glue them together. Now, in the book I was using, I've already done that a little bit. Like I've taken 3 pages and I've glued them together. So I can just take them out. Just like that. And I can cut them to the size that I want. Or I can go on and decorate this whole page and then cut them to the size that I want. I can decoupage on the page. And I have this whole page now as my background. So I can stamp on it. I can ink it. I can do whatever I choose to do. So whenever you do book pages like this, don't use your liquid glue. Use your glue sticks. Whatever glue stick you have, you go like this. You put it in the middle first. You fold over one side. And then you take your glue stick and you go down that side. Okay, that's down there in the middle. You go down and you make sure you cover that edge. That will make sure that it holds down really well. And then you bring over the other side. And then you just leave it alone. You just pitch it off to the side and you let it dry. Don't worry about if your edges don't meet. Don't worry about it at all. Once it dries, it will be a very sturdy piece of paper that you can use. This is from a old Reader's Digest, and listen, it's a very sturdy piece of paper now that it has 3 layers. Where before it was very old, and I couldn't have touched it. This piece right here is one of these. This is so soft. There is no way I could do anything with it. This, excuse me, is now I can make a little mini tag or a little card with it. So there's 2. And I've done this on a couple pages. Oh, I'm so sorry. In here. So, that's what I'm going to continue doing. Oh, our weather's terrible. Like, here's another one. And I just go through old books like this and glue them down. I'm so sorry. I'm losing my voice. And then I leave them in my book so that I don't lose them. And I'll take paper clips. And I'll paper clip them so I remember where they are. Like that. And then when I'm ready for them, I'll just yank them out and use them. So this will be the next one that I use. And I'll decoupage on it, and then I'll stamp on it, or whatever I choose to do. And when I decoupage on them, sometimes I just use stickers. I use things like, like this. I don't use a lot on them. Sometimes I just use the paper as the background and just put something simple on it. So I think that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be making some tags and some journaling cards. And I don't worry about the back being covered up. No need. I don't normally write in my journals. Now, if I'm selling them, then I'll cover the back of it for someone. But if I'm not, I don't worry about it. This little guy here that I just made, he'll go in a little teeny tiny pocket someplace. And everything that I make for this journal that we're going to be putting in, I'll put in, someplace. Like he might even go in one of these little tiny pockets that we made up here. Like that. I'll stick him in like that. All these little pockets like that. There's tags we can decorate. We still have these here to put tags in. So it's time to get our little pockets made. Okay, so I want to thank you guys for joining me here today at the Ladybug Journals. And I also want to welcome all of our new subscribers. Since the middle of June, we now have 31 new subscribers. Oh my gosh, you guys. That is amazing. Positively amazing to me. You guys just warm my heart. I know I just said that the other day, but it truly it does. Every time I look and I see the numbers climb, it just warms my heart. So I don't know what you're doing out there and how you're getting those numbers or how you're getting these videos out to everybody, but holy cow, that just amazes me. So, I'm speechless, you guys. I'm totally speechless. Truly, I am. Just truly. So, I want to thank you again for joining me today, and I want to thank you for all of your kindness and all of your love. And I hope to see you again in our next Ladybug Journals video. But until then, ta-ta for now.